There's a study from MIT in 2026. It found that roughly 95% of the enterprise generative AI pilots produced no measurable return. That number actually unsettled the market. But the more important part is the cause. It was not the quality of the model. The model are actually good enough. The project failed on integration, on the fit between the AI and the daily work around it. So look closely at what people reported. No persistent memory, the system never learned the workflow, it repeated the same mistakes, and the full context had to be supplying again every single session. So the bottleneck has moved. We overcame the scarcity of pre-training data. The new scarcity is different, a scarcity of context. Intelligence is no longer the constraint. Context is the constraint. This is not a minor engineering problem. The 5% that succeeded did not have the smartest model. They supplied the right context from the right part of the business and let the system learn the real workflow. That's the data management problem, right? Not a model problem. The company that wins the next phase will not be the one who buy the best model. Everyone will have the excellent models. They will be the ones who can deliver the right context to those models reliably and at scale.
It starts with analyzing the operations, and you have to capture both the equipment and the human. From there, for an agentic AI to act, you have to feed it the data it needs to make a decision and give it the right context. Without that, it just won't perform the way you expect. It's exactly the same as when you ask a person to do the work. And when data and context are trapped in silos, an agentic AI can't coordinate across departments or across organizations. That's the territory we use to bridge and reconcile through human operations. So here too, the work is engineering. Analyze the operations. Identify the data an agentic AI needs to take over that role, and connect the data scattered across departments and organizations into a living, organic ontology. In manufacturing, that's where the real data management challenge lies.
For 20 years, the data management followed a single instinct, so to speak, bringing everything into one place. In 2001, Doug Linney described the big data with 3 words: volumes, variety, and velocity. And the industry answered each in turn, evolving from the database to the warehouses, the lake, and so on. Each generation handled more and faster. And as long as the organization stayed simple, it worked beautifully actually. We call it push and ingest. Push the data to the center, ingest it, then use it. But there is a paradox at its heart. We have moved past 3 V's into a 4th challenge: complexity. The context we most want for AI lives across organizational boundaries, between the manufacturer and its suppliers, between companies, between countries. And you cannot obviously push data you do not own into a center you do not control. Your supplier will not surrender its crown jewels merely so you can ingest them. So the more boundary you cross, the harder the central model breaks. Across organizational scale, centralization is not merely expensive, it's structurally impossible. In 2019, Jean-Marc Tigani offered a powerful answer, which is data mesh. Rather than pushing data into a center, each domain serves its own data as a product for others to pull, what is called serve and pull. A few principles hold it together. The domain that owns the data owns the responsibility. Data is treated as a design product, not as exhaust. A self-serve platform makes that product practical. And the governance is federated, not central. The deepest achievement was cultural, right? It returned responsibility for data to people who actually understand it. But data mesh was conceived for a single organization working across its own departments. It did not fully resolve what happens at this company border. The moment you cross that line, 3 questions turn uncertain at once. First, where do I even obtain the data? Second, what does it actually mean? And does my meaning match yours? And third, and who is permitted to use it and how? Across company and countries, the cost of settling them actually explodes. That's the governance complexity of scale. And that's exactly where next step must begin. So, if the context we needed is distributed across department, across companies, borders, and so on, and if agents are the new consumers of that context, then what should the architecture look like? Not a larger warehouses, or not one more central platform. What does the data foundation build for agent? One that works across organization without requiring anyone to surrender control. Actually require. That's what open data space is designed to answer.